The Great Barrier Reef is the world's largest reef structure in the world. It is home to many marine species and is a very good tourist attraction. It resides close to the shore of Australia, but it is dying. According to the World Wildlife Fund, the reef is dying. Part of the reason is pollution. Pollution caused by dumping and carelessness. On the National Geographic website, it is said that the population of all the reefs will be reduced to 30% in the next 30 years due to pollution, global warming, and sedimentation. You all should listen because this affects all of us. The marine life in the oceans and seas support the ecosystem. If that ecosystem goes down, then in just a few years we will stop being able to produce most of the food for ourselves. I have done much research on this topic due to this assignment and my natural interest in it. Today I will be speaking about 4 things. To inform you about what pollution is doing to marine life, to inform you of the certain types of pollution, to inform you of some of the species being affected by it, and to inform you of the ways that we, just as common people, can help. Alright, first I'll be informing you all about what pollution is doing to marine life. Pollution is killing marine life very quickly. One of the most common kinds of pollution is oil spills. According to the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, fur-bearing mammals or birds get oil on them. They may not be able to fly or move properly, maintain body temperature or feed. The oils can also affect nesting areas and feeding grounds. Also, when affected, animals go to clean themselves or groom themselves. They ingest the oil and poison themselves. Coral reefs are also being impacted by pollution. Oil stops the plants from using photosynthesis, which is very important to the food chain of the ocean. Alright, second, I'll be talking about the certain types of pollution that affect the seas. And all of this information was found on worldwildlife.org. It's the ones that the people who keep track of all the endangered animals and how to help and pollution. Alright. The first type of pollution we're going to talk about is ocean litter. Ocean litter comes from containers that fall from ships and coastlines, and that trash goes into the rivers and runs to the ocean. It could be potential, like people purposely throwing out food that doesn't belong in the ocean, litter, plastic bottles, or anything like that. Or it could just be like accidents, like maybe shipwrecks, something that we can't help. There's also pesticide and fertilization pollution. Pesticides can kill things that they're not made to kill, including insects, soil, bacteria, and fish that benefit the ecosystem. Fertilizers don't directly kill, but can alter the food cycle in freshwater and marine areas. That can lead to less oxygen and an excessive growth of algae, and this could cause fish and other aquatic life to be killed. Third, there's air pollution. This is caused by the burning of fossil fuels from cars, or just in general, any oils at all, anything that causes air pollution and normal non-marine life. This causes carbon dioxide to be released into the atmosphere, which causes climate change, which could lead to negative impacts on food, water, and the ecosystems in marine life. And the last kind of pollution is noise and light pollution. Artificial light and noise can drown out natural landscapes. In the Arctic, sounds of oil and gas explorations are loud enough that they disturb belugas, bowhead whales, and other sea life, and they have trouble feeding and breeding. Light pollution can cause adult and hatchling sea turtles to go towards the light on beaches or on ships, and they can run aground, they can get inside the propellers, and most of turtles' natural predators are, at least hatchlings, are the crabs that live on the beaches, so that just causes them to put lives at unnecessary risks. And sea turtles themselves are dying very quickly just from nets and hitting any pollution. It'll grow on their necks, get inside their stomachs, and just rip up their digestive system. Alright, next I'll be informing you all about some of the species being affected by pollution. The Hawaiian monk seal are a species of seals that are endangered. This was about a few years ago. They were classified as endangered I believe it's gotten a little bit better. It's gotten one up level. They have like 5 levels. Um, the first one being that it's starting to go down, but the last one means that there's no recorded animal that they could find. There might be some in the ocean somewhere, but none that are kept in captivity or anything like that. So there are only about 1,100 of these seals swimming around the ocean. The main reason is that these seals are endangered is due to the fact that they get tangled up in all of the fishing nets left around and debris in the ocean and end up dying. The humpback whale is another of these marine species that is endangered due to pollution and hunting. There are only about 2,500 of them left. Lastly, I will be informing you all about some ways that some people are trying to stop marine pollution and how we can too. I mean, we live in Kansas, so we can't really go directly help, like clean up, but you can always properly dispose of chemicals. You can reduce the runoff of the oceans by planting grass, plants, or trees, because some of the runoff carries chemicals or fertilizers that don't belong in the ocean. There are also people every day are trying to clean up around oceans as trash. You see people trying to clean up streets. It's just like that, but in the ocean. Alright, today I've spoken about what pollution is doing to marine life. What are some of the species being affected by pollution? What kind of types of pollution there are in the marine life? And what are some of the ways we can aid in the recovery of marine life? I've wanted to see the ocean for so long, as long as I knew what an ocean was. But more importantly, I wanted to see the creatures inside of it. I wanted to see the great and wondrous thing it has to offer. But just like the Great Barrier Reef, they're slowly disappearing. Thank you all for listening.